and 10 o'clock almost every night on either the 2-meter repeaters
Talking
or
to a guy in Massachusetts.
Minuteman repeater links all the 2-meter and 220.
We're talking about 5 minutes.
And 440 if you know, they get a nice little network up here. So it's 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock most every night, one or the other.
Yeah, I appreciate the information. I'll probably stick around and see what's on the 10 o'clock, but that East Coast reflector is, boy, it's pretty active, and that net goes on. Gee, I was thinking maybe 2 hours. It's across the entire East Coast. I teach and work Tuesday night, so I can't hit that anymore. I kind of missed that, but once the semester's over, I'll be able to tune into that again. It's a pretty big net there.
And what band is that on, if you don't mind? I didn't catch that.
That's on it's on an IRLP node. It's probably All-Star and Echo Link and everything else. It's called the East Coast Reflector. I guess you could Google that. I do have your call sign, and when I go in the house later, I will, if your email's good on QRZ, I'd be happy to send you an email with that information. And once you sign up, they'll send you a reminder every Monday or Tuesday and remind you that the net's going on. But it's the East Coast Reflector. You can Google that. I could send you that information there.
Would be great if you don't mind. You know, pass it along and I'll check it out.
Yeah, when I get in the house there, I'll look it up for you and compose you an email and send it. And I was actually making a little bit of a YouTube video for my buddy. If you don't mind, I'll even send you a link to that. It's got a little bit of our QSO on there, so you can kind of hear how you sound here into Hampton, Virginia.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate the you sharing that information. For ID KC1HHK.
All right, there. I don't want to tie up the repeater any longer, but thanks for coming back to my call and for the nice QSO there. And my friend there just sent me an email, so I'm sure he's hearing it. He's listening. He just can't transmit till he gets that call sign on the FCC site. Let's hope he gets it tomorrow. But yeah, I'll send you an email in the next few minutes there, and we'll talk to you again on here. This is N5XTC out of Hampton, Virginia. 73, sir.
Okay, very good. N5XTC. This is KC1HHK. 73s from Quincy, Massachusetts, and we'll be monitoring whatever we can here. Good night.
Yeah, 73. I have a friend who just got his ham radio license, and he's waiting for his call sign to come through on the FCC website. That's how it is. When you pass your technician's exam, the VEs, who are the people who administer the exam, they have to send the information to the FCC. It goes over to the ARRL, the American Radio Relay League, and they've got volunteers there that enter that information into the system, and that gives you your call sign, and then it goes onto the FCC website. So you're not allowed to transmit until you get your call sign on the FCC website. And after you pass your test, it's kind of hit or miss. You just go on there and keep searching, and one day, bam, you're there and you get your call sign. I remember when I got mine. It was pretty exciting, and he's waiting for his. I think he's going to get it by the end of the week, because he didn't get it last week, and he's got all his radios set up. His name is Hunter, and he's ready to go there in Massachusetts. So I was testing out the repeater over there in Massachusetts, and made this contact here tonight with this guy, and I'm going to send him an email with the East Coast Reflector information, because he hadn't heard of that. But that's a huge I've got it saved on here. It's a huge reflector across the entire East Coast. And once he gets that info, he can get into that. So we're just waiting for the hunter to get his call sign in there. I think he's going to get it tomorrow. Just tomorrow feels like the lucky day. Tomorrow's already Thursday. If you don't get it Friday, it's a long wait till Monday. I don't know if I want to tell the story of how I got mine. When I passed my test, I had all my radios set up, HF, 2 meter, 440, and I was waiting to get my call sign and waiting to get my call sign, and so I called the ARRL. I forgot how I got the number. I Googled it, and I somehow got into the room where they processed those forms, and I talked to the lady on there, and she says, "Oh, I could look you up," and she looked me up, and she says, "Yeah, you're down on the list, and you're probably not going to get going until next week." And it was the weekend of the big CQDX contest in October. And I said, "Ma'am, I will send you a dozen roses and a bottle of wine if you could do my call sign." I said, "I've got all my radio." I was just real honest with her. I said, "I've got all my radios set up here. You can hear them in the background." I said, "I'm excited as hell. There's this contest this weekend. And if I gotta wait all the way to next week. I won't be in the contest." And she just goes, "Sir, I'll do it for you. It'll be done by the end of the day." That was a Thursday. So I got up Friday morning and searched, and bam, there was my call sign. And so that was the very weekend of the CQDX contest. And man, I probably made 300 contacts on HF in that one weekend. I would have had to wait all the way into the next week, so I don't know what the number is. I was telling them that, but they probably put a stop to people doing that. But I was an innovator. I got in there, and that was an awesome sort of story. And then my first contact was Bogota, Colombia. I went right to the HF radio and tuned on 10 meters, and there was a guy calling CQ out of Bogota. And I had my radios and antennas all hooked up, and I never transmitted before on them. And I gave out my call sign, and bam, he came back to me. I can't tell you the feeling that was. And then my first real QSO was with a guy in Washington State. It was on 10 meters again. 10 meters was pretty open then.
Activity timeout.
W1MRA clearing the connection. Thank you for visiting.
That's the repeater of the timeout. Let's go into, I think 4 might be the East Coast reflector. I can't remember.
Welcome to the Alaska Channel, home of the Alaska Morning Net. Please wait 20 seconds before transmitting. You are now connecting to node 9109.
Where's Alaska Net? It might be 6. You guys gotta wait. This is N5XTC out of Hampton, Virginia on the East Coast. Anybody wake up there in the great state of Alaska? Anybody awake anywhere else in the world? This is N5XTC, Hampton, Virginia. Nothing heard. N5XTC clear.
You are currently connected to Reflector 9109.
Report 7.
You are currently connected to Reflector 9109. Thanks for visiting with Alaska. Come back soon and come back often. You are now disconnecting from node 9109.
Tribe 6 might be the I have them saved as favorites.
6.
It may have been,
Welcome to the interlink system. Link active.
this is N5XTC, Hampton, Virginia. Am I in the East Coast reflector, or did I get a different node there? Over.
K2ADK in Saranac Lake, New York. Sounds like you're on the East Coast reflector.
I appreciate it. I've got them all saved in there, and I couldn't remember if it was 5 or 6. I thought it was 6, so I guess I got it right. Thank you for the feedback there. This is N5XTC, named Scott, in Hampton, Virginia.
XTC from K2ADK. Scott, no problem.
73, sir. That's the East Coast reflector. On Tuesday nights they have about a 2-hour net, and they get check-ins all up and down the East Coast and then everywhere else. It's amazing. I teach on Tuesday nights, so I can't be part of it, but there's enough times in the year to do that. We're clear.